Okay, so what I've learned so far was the print statement first. We already had a look at the input statement, and we also learned more about the assignment operator, or the assignment kind of statement. So let's create a new file, and we'll call this file assignment.py. Press enter, and so let's have a look at what an assignment statement looks like. So we have a lot of birds, so we'll create a variable, and we'll name this variable birds, and this is the assignment operator. It's like an equal sign. So we have the left side, that's the variable, and on the right hand side is what we're going to put or assign to the bird's variable. So we're going to use a number. So we'll say I always hear a lot of birds or see a lot of birds outside, and there's kind of like 5 birds that I saw today. So we'll save this file and then save, and let's run it and see what happens. So we'll go Python, and we're going to run assignment, the assignment.py file, and once we've typed that in the terminal, we just press enter. Nothing happens. Well, basically Python didn't print anything, because what we actually just did in Python was we just put a number to the number of birds, and this is sort of like an arrow to say to Python, I want you to put the number 5 into the variable birds. So how do we print this out? Well, we can just use the print statement. So if we type print, and we wanted to print the value of birds, so number 5 is the value, and then we go save, and then we'll run that again. Just click here in the terminal, press the up arrow, we'll get the last command operation that we performed, and then we just click enter, and then we get the number 5. So we've actually printed out what we've put in the variable. But what if we do another print statement, and instead of printing out birds, the variable, what if we surround it with quote marks? So when we surround some characters or a number or anything, and we'll save it, and what do you think will happen? What kind of output will we get from the terminal? So if we push the up arrow key, press enter, and the first thing that we get is, remember that variable that we printed out? That was coming from the variable that we created. We can even change the number. So if we change this to, maybe I saw 2 birds today, and I press save, and then print that out again, what do you think we would get? Well, the number changed. So basically we assigned the number 2 to birds, and birds, the variable name printed out the number 2. Okay, so now what happens if we don't assign a value to our variable. So say if we deleted the assignment and we put no value in this variable and we save it, what do you think will happen when we try to print out the variable birds? Well, we get an error, and the error says here name error, name birds is not defined. So what Python is telling us is, hey man, I have no idea what this variable means because it hasn't been defined, meaning there's nothing assigned to it. And that's what happens when you don't assign anything to a variable. So let's assign it back to where we had it before, and we'll go File, Save, and we run it again, up arrow. So we have the number 2 again. But we can also do expressions where we can produce a value. So what if we say 2 plus 1? What do you think will happen now? Can we save that? Let's run it and see what number we get. So up arrow and enter, and we get the value 3. So we can actually put an expression. So we can have the number 2 plus 1, which we will get 3, and 3 would go into the variable birds. We can also do other operations. We can also do multiplication, and that's the kind of the star sign. So if we go 2 multiplied by 1, File, Save, and if we go up arrow, what do you think we would get? Well, we would get 2. We can also do other operations. We can say 2 minus 1. And then we go File, Save, up arrow, and we would get the number 1. Okay, let's divide 2 with 1. So what's happening here is we're actually doing some maths, and then we get, so 2 divided by 1, we would get 2.0. We can also do other operations. So maybe we'll turn this into like 15, and we'll say take away 6 multiplied by 23. So we can just do like normal maths operations. So we'll save this and let's see what we get. We will get minus 123. Those are all the mathematical operations. We can also do another operation called the modular operation. And the modular operation, or the remainder, so if we go 15, or maybe 6 or 5, and what the modular operator does is it gives us the remainder. So we up arrow, and so we get the remainder of 1. Okay, let's try something different. So we'll do another example. Say I saw 4 birds, but then I saw another bird that was added, so I can go 4 and then plus 1, and so we can say print I saw, comma, birds, another comma, so what do you think's happening here? So we've already had a variable that has the number 4, the value 4. So I saw 4 birds, but then I saw another bird, and so I reassigned from here birds, or maybe we can go here, birds. So what's happening here? So we have the value 4 that's gone into birds. We have the variable birds, but this time we're saying to Python, hey, you know those 4 birds that's from here? Because Python reads from line from line. So line 1 then goes from line 2. So I want you to add the number 1 to this variable that's before it, that was 4. And now I want to print out a statement. So I have a string here, and then I want you to print birds, this version of birds, and then birds. So let's see what's going to happen. So file, save, push the up arrow, print, and then it says there I saw 5 birds because we added 1 to birds. So that's the assignment statement. Thank you for watching.